So, hello everyone, and good morning, and I welcome all of you to this introductory session of a new series of courses that we are going to start by the name of Project Design Courses. So, hello to those also who will be watching this YouTube stream later on, and hello to our live audience. I hope my voice is audible and you can see me also. So, why are we here for? So, we are here to attend this introductory session on our course that we are soon going to start. And it is the first course of the series, Project Design series. And this course is RCC Residential Bungalow. So, let us begin then and let us go through a small presentation. All of you are watching right now on YouTube, so you will not be able to interact as such with your voice on. So you can just type in your questions or comments in the comment section, and then we will take them later on after I present a short PPT. Okay. So let me just begin with the presentation, and then we can have your questions or queries or doubts, comments in the end. So let me share my screen and yeah, I hope it is visible. So what is going to be the agenda for today's session? Let us try and understand what is expected from a structural engineer. Very important. Then why this course? What is the need? Why we felt that such a course should be conducted? Then a few things about our firm and our consultancy firm, our evolution, AuxEn's evolution over the past, I would say, 3 years since we have started conducting online courses. Before that, we used to conduct offline courses. So, our evolution over the past 2 to 3 years, a few things about us. Then, from here, we will start discussing the details of our project. Which project? The project that we are going to cover in this course. How will the course flow? Who will benefit from the course? What is the expected outcome from the course, how to proceed ahead, and then we will in the end take your queries. So my presentation would be around 40-45 minutes, and then we will have our open session where you can ask your queries. You can ask your queries in between also. If the queries are relevant, I'll just answer them then and there. Otherwise, we will take them during the end. So this is going to be the flow of today's session. Now, this question comes to our mind quite often, that we feel that we know the basics, we know the theory of structural engineering, we have done our post graduation, graduation from good colleges. So we know the basics, we know what is RCC design, what is beam, what is column, what is slab. We know bits and pieces of everything, but we are not able to assemble them for a complete project. So I also faced this situation even after doing my post graduation from IIT Roorkee. After that, also, I still felt that I could not design even a single building, even after doing my post graduation. So this is a common problem that is faced by all the engineers. Even after working for 1 to 5 years, I would say this problem still persists. So we know the basics, but we are not able to apply them for an actual project. This is quite often the case, and we feel that we want to apply our structural engineering knowledge for a project, because what is the use of being a structural engineer if we are not able to apply our concepts and knowledge for an actual project? So this is what we feel, that we want to apply our knowledge, and we want to, of course, equip ourselves with the challenges of real world structural designing project. So if these are the questions that you have faced in your mind, And to all these questions, your answer is yes, that you want to apply the theory of structural engineering to an actual project. You want to equip yourself for the real world challenges of a structural design project. If answer to all these questions is a yes, then I would say that these project design courses that we are starting is the answer for it. What is expected of a structural engineer? Uh, before we move ahead, let us have a look at what is expected of a structural engineer. And this, all these points we have prepared by reading a lot of company structural engineering company recruitment documents. So all the big engineering firms, they have certain recruitment document, or they prepare the roles and responsibilities, or they prepare the expectation from a structural engineer. So all these points that we have taken in this slide are actually taken from uh, these big structural engineering companies. So what do they expect from a structural engineer? They expect thorough understanding of fundamentals, of course, understanding of structural system and load path. Then, as a structural engineer, one expects you to have knowledge of relevant Indian standards and international standards if applicable. Then, you should have deep understanding, not like a computer operator, but you should have deep understanding and experience of using the commercially available softwares. If you know these softwares, for example, ETABS, SAFE, STAT, RCDC, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, AutoCAD, then almost all your structural engineering problems are taken care of. So you should have a deep and thorough understanding. You should have the ability to design and detail various elements, either using software output or through manual calculations, etc. Then not just design, but you should also be able to, if not prepare, at least understand the process of drawing preparation and how to put details in AutoCAD or in any CAD software. It's very important as a structural engineer to understand that. Then you should also understand how to prepare bill of quantities. You may not be able to require, you may not be required to make, let's say, detailed bar bending schedules as a structural engineer. You may not be required to do that, but at least item preparation for the basic items that are used in any project, that much ability you should have for BOQ preparation. And then as an engineer, you should have the ability to coordinate with the other disciplines like architectural department, mechanical, electrical, etc. And in the end, you should have good written and verbal communication skills. This is where quite often as an engineers we lack in writing or in communicating well. So this is what is expected of a structural engineer. And through our courses at Auxen, we always try to address these issues. So we work on the deep understanding of structural engineering. We also work on the software knowledge for structural engineers, and we also deal with the actual project design courses. So, I mean, we are trying to address all these issues by conducting different online courses. So, why this course? So, by this course, we want to address the issue that structural engineers do not feel confident in doing an actual project. So, that issue we want to address, and through this course, we want to provide a platform for our structural engineers to work in a project oriented environment. We also want that structural engineers through this course should understand the steps involved in doing an actual project from the initial planning stage to the final drawing development and BOQ. And we want you people, we want our participants to be prepared either to work as independent structural consultants or to join a professional design firm. So generally these are the two paths that are available to any structural engineer, that either they can practice as independent consultants or they can join some professional consultancy firm and provide their services over there. So through this course, these are the uh, issues that we want to highlight or to address. And a few things about our firm. So we do have a consultancy firm also by the name of Kutumble Consultants and Engineers Private Limited, and we are multidisciplinary structural consultancy firm working in different areas in industrial, infrastructural, commercial, warehousing, logistics, design development, peer review. We do a lot of repair and retrofitting projects and PMC works and forensic engineering. And this is our other arm by the name of AuxEn, through which we provide training and skill development. So we have been doing this since 2015, and over the past 3 years, since 2020, we have been involved in giving online trainings also. So earlier we used to give offline trainings and conduct offline courses, but now we have gone completely online, and the offline thing has been closed now. So online is much more convenient, and we are able to reach more people through the online method. uh, so yeah, just a few projects. So on the top left you will see an agro storage project, residential houses, cement plants, some I'm just putting some good projects that we have done, not the usual projects. This is an iconic bridge that we conceptualized and designed. This is in Haridwar. Then few concepts that we have prepared, and these we have submitted to the government agencies. So these are steel pedestrian bridges. Another of our concept that has been proposed and presented. So I have just shown some interesting projects that I thought I should exhibit over here. Other than that, the sessions that we have conducted, so these are the images of offline sessions that we used to conduct earlier. Some, yeah, these are again some offline sessions that we used to conduct. Images from some lectures that we have given. So till now, we have had a good experience of conducting online courses, and over the past 3 years, we have conducted around 18 online courses and two full-time courses during the last year. So you can see list of courses over here and the number of participants that we have had in all these courses and programs. So we have always had a good experience of conducting online courses, and our participants are from all across India and the Indian subcontinent, and not only the Indian subcontinent but also from Southeast Asia, Middle Eastern, Asian countries, Gulf countries, West Africa, South Africa, Eastern European countries. So we have always had good participation from outside India also. And important thing is that our participants are a great mix of graduate, postgraduate students, research scholars, practicing professionals, consultants, faculty members. So you'll see across the spectrum, we get a lot of diversity in our participants. I would say majority are postgraduates, and the majority audience or majority participation is from practicing consultants or professional structural engineers. So we have had a good and great experience, and because of all your response and feedback, we try to bring to you newer and more interesting courses and seminars, series, etc. How did we evolve during the last 3 years? So over the years, we have realized that in structural engineering or structural engineers, and I was showing you what is expected of engineers a little while ago. So over the years, we have realized this, that as structural engineers, we require a strong theoretical base with software proficiency. This is also required. So you may be good, let's say you may be good at the practical aspects of engineering, but if you do not have a strong theoretical base, and if you don't have a good software proficiency, these days that is also a problem. In addition to it, you should also have experience of doing actual projects. So I have seen some people who have good experience of doing actual projects, but they don't have strong theoretical background or software proficiency. Or I have seen these days many young engineers who are very good at working on software, or they have good theoretical knowledge, but they don't have the practical experience of working on a project. So both things are required, and as an engineer, you need to develop on both these aspects of engineering. So to address this, we have developed a two pronged strategy or approach. So we conduct short term courses. So in short term courses, we uh, address this first point, that in short term courses we try to build a strong theoretical base, and also we try to provide good software proficiency to our participants, and we do a thorough discussion and have an in-depth understanding of the concepts and for the subject involved. So for example, right now we are conducting a short term course on the connection design. So we have gone in depth, and we have almost covered around 40 sessions till now, addressing this issue of connection design through software, through manual calculations, through Excel sheets, etc. So in short term courses, that is our intention. And as I told you, through to the date, till date, we have conducted 18 short term courses, and all our short term courses last from at least 60 to 90 hours. That's a lot. That's more than time devoted to an entire subject in your semester. Okay, so that is a good enough time that we devote in our short term courses. And then to address this issue of doing actual projects, we have started with this project design course series. So through this series, we will not be deep diving into theoretical aspects, or we will not be deep diving into software proficiency, but we will be focusing more on the ability to do a project as a practicing engineer or as a professional structural engineer. So in the past year, in 2022, we conducted two such full-time, full-day programs. We called them as the Structural Design Center program, and one was on RCC projects, in which we covered four RCC projects. One was a residential house. The other was a commercial building. The third was an infrastructural project. The fourth was a RCC industrial project. So we covered four RCC projects. These were full-time programs, and we also covered one on steel projects. In that, we covered four steel projects. So one was industrial steel structure, big industrial project. The other was a big PEB industrial shed. Third was a steel commercial building, and uh, fourth was what? Fourth was, no, I think I have covered four. Yeah, PEB, industrial, residential, and commercial. Yeah, four steel projects we covered, and four RCC projects we covered during two separate programs that we had done last year. But then we got a feedback that it was difficult for practicing engineers to attend these full day courses. So we got a feedback from all our participants to cover these projects as independent courses. Yeah, pedestrian bridge. Mr. Venkatesh is reminding me. Yes, pedestrian bridge was another project that we had covered in the Steel Design Center. So then we had got this feedback from our participants to not conduct full day courses because it was difficult for them to attend, and instead cover these projects as single courses, so that the interested participant can join a design course which he wishes to. For example, a participant wants to take up the pedestrian steel bridge course, and he does not want to attend, let us say, RCC commercial building course. So he or she has the freedom to do so. So that is the intention behind now starting with these project design courses, that these will cover only one project, and the participant will have the freedom to join whichever project they want to join. and these will be available as self-paced learning. Our earlier structural design programs were not available as self-paced learning, so these will be available uh, as self-paced learning, which means that if you're not able to attend the live sessions, you can watch the recorded sessions from our portal as per your own convenience. So a majority of our participants are working professionals, so they do not get time to attend live sessions. So then, therefore, this mode of learning, they find it more convenient and comfortable. So this is how we have evolved. Yeah, so as I was telling, we just not only focus on providing software proficiency, but we try to address all these issues in our courses, and we conduct, or rather, we tell our participants to fill an impact assessment form once our course is over, just to understand that what impact we have created in our participants. So we measure the impact of our courses under these parameters. So we'll see that we try to cover maximum. Sorry, we try to, in our courses we try to address, or we try to cover the development in software proficiency. We work on the conceptual understanding. We work on the understanding of IS codes, work performance, and through our courses we also try to help our participants in their job search. So we try and measure the impacts, and you can see that before taking the course, the average level of the participant is over here. Let's say, what are we measuring over here? The software proficiency. So the software proficiency level was at 5.4.81. I have written over here before taking the course, and after taking the course, the participants felt an improvement, and the average rating that they gave was 8.53. This is a self assessment, so the participants fill this form themselves. But what is very clear over here, that the participants felt a marked improvement in their software proficiency after taking the course. All right. So this is how you need to study this graph. Then when we asked our participants on what was the impact of our courses on the codal understanding, because as a structural engineer, the understanding of Indian standards and other international standards is very important. So before taking the course, participants said that their understanding was, let's say, at a level of 5.75, which rose up to around 8.50 after taking the course. When we asked what was our impact in the conceptual understanding, so from 5.21, the participants after taking the course said that their levels rose to 8.66. These are, of course, average results. You understand that. Then, how did our courses help in the work performance? So, from a level of 5.42 to around 8.56. And did our courses help the participant in their job search? So, yes, most of the participants gave a positive feedback that it helped in job search. Most of the participants had already had some jobs or were working somewhere, and 20% said that it did not provide any help, but they were sure that in future, when they apply for any uh, job, the courses will help them. And some of our participants are doing their post graduation, so they said that our courses were helpful in the coursework or in their studies also. So in this way we have been able to create an all round impact uh, to the participants through our courses. So not just theoretical aspects, but also software uh, understanding, conceptual understanding, codal understanding, and all these things. A few things about us. So you can see me. I have done my engineering from uh, GSITS Indore and post graduation from IIT Roorkee, and uh, I have been involved as a structural engineer for industrial, infrastructural, commercial projects in the past. And for 2.5 years, I was working at Dar Al Andasa Consultants at Pune. So it's a multinational Lebanon-based consultancy company. And from there, in 2014, I came back to Indore, where I am involved in doing my uh, where I am involved in our consultancy firm and this training thing that we do. And on your left side is Akanksha. So she is also from. She also did her masters from IIT Roorkee. So that is where we met. We were classmates at our structural post graduation. She is a engineering graduate from Kota, and she also has experience of working at ACOM Delhi and Dar Al Andasa Pune. And of course, in 2014, when we came back, since then we have been involved in a lot of things. Uh, yeah, lot of things. So now coming to the important part. So this was just a preface of about Oxen, our evolution. Now the important part, that what we are going to do in this first course of ours, which is the RCC residential bungalow. So it's a G+1 RCC residential bungalow having some 2,500 square feet ground coverage, and of course it has a big plot size, around 5,000 square feet plot size, and it's a upscale planning with spacious sizes and modern architecture. It's a residential bungalow in normal zone 2, earthquake zone 2. So the structural system that we will adopt will be a RCC movement frame, and we will design our bungalow for gravity loads and earthquake loads. The foundation options that we will use will be isolated footings and eccentric footing, and as a additional, I would say, additional scenario, we will also be designing the piles and pile caps. So suppose you have a soil condition where isolated footings or where open foundations are not possible due to the bearing capacity, we may have to go for piles and pile caps. So, as an additional scenario, we are going to cover the pile and pile caps also through this project. Okay. So now we are discussing about the details of this particular project. So this is the ground floor planning, and this project is an actual project that was done by Transcend Architects Indore. We it's thanks to them that they have allowed us to use this project for this course. And Mr. Architect Darpan Balerao, who is the architect for this project, he will be also joining us for some 1 or 2 sessions where he will be telling us the brief about this project, and as an architect, how did he come up with this sort of architectural planning. So he will be taking a couple of sessions where he will be presenting his thought process behind this architectural plan. So let me just show you the uh, AutoCAD drawing as well, because in this, just a minute. Yeah, I think because the dimensions are not quite visible in the image that I'm sharing. So let me just quickly present to you the AutoCAD drawing also. Yeah, is it visible to all of you? I think it is visible on the screen. So over here you can see this is the ground floor plan, and it's a big plot, as I said, around 73 feet wide and around 77 feet in depth. So it's not a rectangular plot, it's a uh, non-rectangular planning plot that we have. And this is the veranda and the circulation lobby, bedroom, and you have got a dining, living room, and another bedroom and kitchen. So all this is at the ground floor. Then for the first floor, You have the bedrooms, one bedroom, and then you have got another bedroom. Oh, four bedrooms at the first floor you have, and of course a passage, a lobby, and an open balcony, and over here an open terrace and a terrace garden also. So all this is at the first floor. So at the first floor you have just four bedrooms and open spaces, and at the second floor you have, I think this is a storeroom and a toilet. Maybe you will also be developing a small servant quarter. So this is the planning at the first floor. Yeah, first floor, second floor. At the first floor, you have got all the bedrooms. At the ground floor, you have got bedrooms, dining, and all these things. So this is the architectural planning for this residential bungalow. And if I could show you the SketchUp model for this, how many of you know how to work on SketchUp? Yes, anyone knows how to work on SketchUp software? So I think SketchUp is a very good software that we should, as engineers, also should know. Even though we may not be able to, we may not be required to use it for our projects as such, but having knowledge of SketchUp, I think, is very important and advantageous these days. So can you see this SketchUp model? So this is the SketchUp model of our of the same project that we are going to do in this course. So you can see this was the garden and this was the entrance lobby. This was their bedroom at the ground floor, and at the upper floors you had all the bedrooms, and this was the open terrace plus a terrace garden, and then this was the roof, and I think this was the servant quarter and store, right? So this was what I think there. This is missing over here. This was There was a terrace. Sorry, there was a store and a toilet over here, which is missing in this SketchUp model, but it was there in the drawing. So this is their SketchUp model that they have prepared, and why this SketchUp model is useful. So just in referring when we are doing the design process, in reference, if we have this SketchUp model, it is easy. Okay, so let's say if you don't understand a few things looking at the AutoCAD drawing, you can always refer to the SketchUp model to understand in a better way. So architects prepare SketchUp models for their projects. As structural engineers, if we also know uh, how to how to design using SketchUp. Design means how to draw using SketchUp. It's very helpful actually. So it's a good skill that we should learn. Yeah, some of our live audience know how to work on SketchUp, so it's good. Actually, I also want to learn it. Let's see when I get a chance to learn about SketchUp and to share the rendered view. I'll just put the rendered view on the screen, that how it will be looking. So let me just share my screen and show you the rendered view also. Yeah. So this was the rendered view. Can you see the rendered view? Yes. So this is how they had thought that the elevation would look like. And I think this is developed using a software called as Lumion. So first they develop a SketchUp model, and then they then they do the rendering using Lumion. How many of you know how to work on Lumion? Okay, so some of our audience, live audience, know how to work on Lumion as well. Very good. So it's a good skill to learn both these softwares, Lumion as well as SketchUp. Okay. See, architecture is nothing. As structural engineers, we can in fact do good architectural planning ourselves also. It is just about the presentation, and for that we should learn these software. to present our ideas in a better way. Okay. So what software I'm talking about? So try to learn SketchUp, try to learn AutoCAD properly, and try to learn the rendering software Lumion. So if you know these tools, you will be able to put your ideas in a better way, uh, and plus learn a few things about climate science or climatology, and learn a few things about the Vastu planning. All right. So I think if you learn these things, the basics of architectural planning, and if you learn the computer tools to translate your ideas into actual models, it will be very helpful. And you also can start practicing as an architect. I don't think architectural uh, knowledge is so difficult. As structural engineers, we, I think, can be better architects because we have the mathematical ability. And if we are uh, in knowledge of the vastu plannings, vastu concepts, and a few things about climatology, then we can be, I think, good architects ourselves also. So try to do these things as structural engineers. So this is the detail of project that I have already shown, and you can see the ground floor plan. This is the first floor plan. This is the roof level plan. This was the SketchUp model that I just showed it to you. Various perspective angles of the SketchUp model. Then this is the rendered view that I just showed to you. So these were the project details. It's a 2,500 square feet ground coverage residential bungalow. Sometimes I feel that small residential bungalows are more difficult than doing a G+5, G+6 commercial building. Okay. The level of complexity in a small bungalow can be more than a G+5, G+6 residential building. This is my personal feeling that I have. There are various reasons to it why I'm making this statement. Uh, yeah. So, how will our course flow? How will we be taking this course ahead? So, a complete step by step approach will be followed. We will start by understanding the architectural planning and the thought process behind this space planning that was done by the architect. So, the project architect will take a couple of sessions in this course. Then we will discuss the initial planning of structural framing system. So when, as structural engineers, you get a project, you don't directly open ETABS or STAD and start modeling. You first do the initial planning. And as an engineer, this is the most important skill that you should have. And this only comes with experience of doing several projects. This cannot be taught. I mean, this comes from experience only. So we will discuss in detail about the initial planning of our structural system. Then we will do the load calculation for gravity loads plus lateral loads. Once the initial planning is done, then we will start with the modeling analysis and then eventual design using ETABS or SAFE. Of course, you can do the same thing in STAD also, but in this course, we will be doing it using ETABS and SAFE. So, modeling analysis design, once it is done, then either you can take the design outputs from ETABS itself, or you can do the design and detailing using some Excel spreadsheets, Microsoft Excel spreadsheets, or by using the RCDC software. So, that we will be doing. Once all these things are done, then we will have some discussion on the drawing development using AutoCAD. So you may not be required to do the complete drafting yourself because it is time consuming, and we can, of course, as engineer, we can give the drafting work to some drafts person, and we can save our time uh, by doing the drafting ourselves. So that is, of course, can be done. So we will have discussions on the drawing development using AutoCAD. After that, we will have discussions on BOQ preparation. After BOQ preparation is done, then we will prepare the design calculation report. Someone was asking me yesterday that do we need to prepare design calculation report for small projects like these? So the answer is that it depends on the type of client that you are working for. If your client is, let's say, a government agency, so in government agencies, or if you are doing your project for a government authority, then even for a very small structure, they would ask you to prepare design reports and submit for their approval. If you are working for a client, private clients hardly bother about design reports. So it depends on the type of client that you are working for, that whether or not a calculation report will be required. But still, we want to discuss, so we will have a discussion on design calculation report preparation. Now, what are the codes that we are going to follow during this course? So, of course, the IS 456, ISSP 24, which is the explanatory to 456, ISSP 34. 34 is the special publication for detailing of RCC elements, IS 875 for all load calculations, 1893 for earthquake load calculation, and 13920 for ductile design and detailing of RCC structures. So these are the codes that we are going to follow, and this is going to be a general flow of our course. Now, who we think will benefit from this course? So, fresh graduates, postgraduate in civil engineering, or the structural engineers who are looking for jobs or who are wanting to start themselves as consultants, or mid-level structural engineers having 1 to 5 years of experience. Those who are looking to switch their work, let's say they are involved in some other aspect of civil engineering right now, and they want to switch to design, structural design, or experienced structural engineers who just want to deep dive into a particular design aspect, or of course anyone who loves structural engineering and wants to learn more. So everyone who joins this course, I'm sure you will be benefited in one way or the other. And what is going to be the feature of our course? So as I told you, we plan to have around 20 sessions, but these sessions generally exceed. So whatever we write during the introductory session, the session numbers uh, always exceed beyond our initial estimate. Okay, so we are estimating 20, around 20 sessions, but if we require more, of course we will uh, extend the number of sessions. And those who have attended courses with us previously know that we do not we don't cut short on any of the aspect. We always try to cover everything in as much detail as is possible. So 20 sessions we estimate or we assume, but if required, we will have more sessions also, and we will be having live sessions at 8:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time and 8:30 to around 10:15 every day, Monday to Friday. So this will be the timing for live sessions. If someone cannot attend the sessions live, because most of our participants are practicing engineers or working people, or postgraduate students, so they most of them do not get time to attend live sessions. So a majority of our participants take our courses as self-paced learning, which means that they take out time which means that they watch the sessions as per their own convenience by watching the recorded sessions on our portal. Okay. For this course also, you will be given a 8-month validity after the course completion. So after our course gets completed, you will be given a 8-month validity to watch any of the session that you want to watch. We will be having every day we have the doubt solving session, or let's say towards the end of our daily session, we open our floor for doubts. So of course we will be doing that, and upon course completion we will be distributing the e-certificates. So these are the features of our course. What is the expected course outcome? So this is one question that you should always ask from anyone who is going to teach you anything, not just this course, but anything that we do. We should understand that what is the expected outcome after a certain thing is completed. So what is the expected outcome? So these are the outcomes that we envisage that will be achieved after the course completion. So we expect that after the course, the participant will understand the complete steps involved in a engineering project, right from initial planning to the design calculation preparation. So we expect that our participant will understand all these steps properly after our course is complete. We also expect, and the participants should also expect it from themselves, that they will be comfortable with the relevant Indian standards. And another outcome will be that the participants will develop confidence and gain the skills to work on a similar project, either for their own or for any design firm. So let's say after this discussion for this course, in future, if you are given a project of residential bungalow, you should be, or you will be rather comfortable in handling it yourselves. So these are the outcomes that we are looking at. How to proceed ahead? So after today's session, if you want to join the course, you can get in touch with us. The course fee that we have kept is rupees 4,000. The method, this is Indian rupees 4,000. The methods and detail for payment, we will be sharing it with you uh, separately. After completion of the payment, we will add you to our course WhatsApp group where we will be sending the daily links for sessions, and we will be starting this course. So today is the introductory session. We'll be starting this course from 6th of April 2023, and this is not Monday, I think this is Thursday. So just make it Thursday. So we'll be starting from 6th of April 2023, which is a Thursday, not a Monday. Yeah. So before I end my discussion and before we start taking queries, there are just some frequently asked questions or FAQs. So I'll just answer those questions. Uh, what are these questions? These are the questions that we often are asked by our participants. So I'm just answering them myself. So one common doubt or query participants have is that they are working professionals. How can they join this course? So it's very simple. You can join this course as self-paced learning. That means you don't, if you don't have the time to watch the live sessions at 8:30 a.m., you can join the course as a self-paced learning course. So after we conduct every session online, we upload it on our portal within couple of hours of conducting the live session. So it will be there on the portal. It's a different portal, but just like NPTEL or Udemy, similar portal we also have. So every session that we conduct, it is uploaded on this portal within couple of hours of conducting it. So if you are a working professional, you can just, as per your convenience, log on to this portal and then watch this session. As I told you earlier, also most of our participants like to take our courses as self-paced learning. So convenient, it's a very convenient process. Will be, if required, we will organize periodic discussions and interactions for working professionals who join our program in the self-paced learning mode. Another query which you might have is the software that we are going to work on. So we will be working on ETABS and SAFE for the building modeling. We'll not be taking up STAD in this. Then we will use RCDC and Microsoft Excel for reinforcement calculation and for detailing purposes. We will be using AutoCAD for drawing development and Microsoft Excel once again for BOQ preparation and Microsoft Word for the design calculation report. So these are the software that we are going to work on. Another question that many of the participants may have, that I am new to structural design, should I join this course? So new means if you don't even know the basics of RCC design, if you don't know what is bending moment shear force, if you don't know what is M25, what is FE500, then you should not join this course. Then you should not join this course. But if you are comfortable with the basics of RCC design, then it's a great course to join. Okay. But if you are looking to learn RCC design from the scratch, then you can think of perhaps joining our comprehensive course on RCC design and detailing. But if you know the basics, then you are welcome to join this course. So these are some of the frequently asked questions that we face. So I thought we will take them up uh, before we open the session to live questions. So thank you for patiently listening. And now, if you have any questions, uh, anything that you want to ask related to this course, or anything that you want to ask us, now the floor is open for queries. Yes. So as I just before taking questions, one last thing, that as I told you that this is a new series that we are starting with the name of Project Design Courses. So just like we have a short-term courses, we will be running these project design courses, and in this course, one is the RCC residential bungalow, which we are going to start, and for which we are having this introductory session. So we'll be conducting many such courses in this series. So for example, this is a residential bungalow. Next course will be a, a commercial building, G plus 40 commercial building. This will be our next course. We will be conducting courses on industrial structures. We'll be conducting courses on bridges, steel bridges. We'll be conducting courses on uh, retaining walls, retaining structures. We'll be conducting courses on tanks, liquid retaining tanks. So any project that you can think of, we'll be conducting short courses on it, not very long, 20 25 course 20 25 session courses, uh, through which we want to teach the way of designing projects to our structural engineers. Okay, so let us take questions, and one by one, let me just answer them. So I think I'll just uh, yeah, questions. So Magaj is saying, can you explain major and minor axis shear steel shown by ETABS? Can you explain major and minor axis shear steel shown by ETABS? So you are asking for column design or RCC design? Please clear it. Though the RCC shear design column shear design process is similar as for beam design, and the process is outlined in your documentation for ETAF. So if you want to understand the process for it, you can always have a look at the process over there. Otherwise, uh, I will need to show you on an actual ETABS output, which I don't have right now. But if you want to understand the process, you can look at the documentation. There is a documentation on the RCC design using IS 456-2000. So just have a look at it. Mr. Ahmed is joining from Afghanistan. He's saying, how can I pay the fee? We'll provide you the link for making international payments. So hello and thank you to you for joining from Afghanistan. Mr. Hardik is saying, does it cover floating column? Yes, in fact, this what to say, this RCC bungalow has one floating column over here. We'll see that when we do the planning of our structural system. But if, because the question has been asked, let me show you the AutoCAD drawing once again. And yeah, if you see over here, this is the ground floor, and this is your bedroom and ground floor. And if you see the upper floor, your bedroom has an extension. So this is the ground floor. This is the bedroom at the upper floor. All right. So what is happening that if you plan a column over here, it will be inside the bedroom. So there is a floating column that is going to start from uh, this first floor level. So it has, in fact, okay. Yes. Then next question is from Mr. Abhijit. He's saying, what is he asking? I did not work on SAFE and RCDC, so are you going to take this software in detail? So you should have at least some working knowledge. So I'll not be in this course, will not be discussing in depth about the software, because we expect our participant to know basics of the software. You can learn the basics of just working on this software from any YouTube video that you have. You have a lot of good YouTube videos which teach you the working, how to work on this software. So you can do that over there. We'll not be doing it in detail, because when I say detail, we can spend, or we have spent 8 to 10 hours in just understanding the working of the software in our comprehensive course on RCC design. So that we are not going to do over here. Here the intention is to work on an actual project, just like you would do in some office or in some firm. So in that way, I mean, if you work in some office as an engineer, it is expected that you know the basics of software, right? Similarly, in this course, we are expecting the same. Mr. Suhas is asking, all the software are provided by you? No, we don't provide any software. You can download them from the internet. Uh, yes, Mr. Ganeem is asking, I want to learn about the procedure for passing drawing from government authority. So the architect will take session on this topic that will cover the basics about municipality guidelines and bylaws. Yes, this is a good suggestion actually. So we can ask the project architect who will be taking some initial sessions to cover a few things about the building bylaws and the municipal guidelines. So these guidelines actually differ from place to place. So he can talk about the guidelines that are prevailing in our part where we live. All right. Yes, Mr. Magaj is saying, so he's continuing his question that he had earlier. So he always has a lot of confusion about the column design, major and minor shear axis. Lot of confusion is there. So as I told you, you can just go to the ETABS documentation and first of all try to learn the the method through which the shear reinforcement is being calculated. Okay, ETABS has given you a detailed explanation for the method that it adopts in calculating reinforcements for shear. So one thing is that you should at least start by reading the documentation. It is important that whenever you learn any software, you should always, or whenever you start using any software, you should always learn the, or you should always go through the documentation part of it. All right. If I could share my screen and show it to you. So what do I mean by this documentation? Something like this. Can you see? So this is the documentation for your IS 456, and then uh, you go to the contents, and for column design, you go to the design of column shear reinforcement. You see this? You go through this and you read this first, at least understand what ETABS is doing, and then ask the question. All right. So an initial reading is first required in trying to understand the underlying process. So I also, when we use any software, we always try to learn we always try to go through the documentation first. In our courses that we have, the comprehensive courses that we conduct, we always go through the documentation part before starting with a software, right? Mr. Rowan is asking, I have never used ETAB software. Can I join this course or should I take the basic course first? Yeah, if you have never used, as in never ever opened the interface of ETABS also, then it is better that you take our uh, basic course on RCC design. It will be more helpful for you. Okay. Magaj is continuing from his earlier question about the column shear reinforcement. So just go through the documentation first, understand the procedure behind it. Yes, Mr. Mohit is saying, is this helpful for getting job? I would say, of course, yes, because in this we are going to uh, learn the process of doing an actual project. So, so of course, it is helpful. Let's say if you start as a design engineer or if you want to start your own consultancy firm, of course, this knowledge will be helpful to you. Mr. Mohit is saying, okay, he's continuing his question because he want to switch his career from execution to designing. Then how to learn? Then you should, if you want to make a switch, and right now you are working as a uh, executing engineer, then you should start by learning the basics of RCC design. Start with RCC design, then you can add on steel design later, but start initially with RCC design and start with the basics of RCC design first. Develop your theoretical background, develop the knowledge of software, and then start doing projects. So this is a possible path that you should adopt. So develop good concepts and learn software, because software is a reality these days. You have to learn software if you have to work as a practicing engineer. So learn those software, develop good engineering understanding, and of course you already have the knowledge of site, so that will be helpful. So that is how you should proceed ahead. Mr. Abhijit is saying, is it possible to add multi-story building design in this session? So as I told you that this is the first course of the series. We will be taking multiple projects during this series. Okay. So this project design course, this is a new series that we have started, and uh, it's the first course of the series that we are having, residential bungalow. As I told you, the upcoming projects that we'll be taking will involve multi-story RCC commercial building. It will involve industrial steel structures. It will involve industrial sheds. It will involve a lot of projects in RCC and steel, but not in this first course because it is a residential bungalow. Yes, Mr. Magaj is continuing his question. He says that he is understanding. Oh, he has went through the documentation but not understanding. That's why he has put up the question. So what you can do is you just share a screenshot of your ETABS output that you're getting. Share it on the group if you are joined on any of the WhatsApp group, or you can, I don't know, you can write it. You can send a WhatsApp message to me, or you can send your email. I'll put the email ID over here. So put your output. I'll just put the email ID in the comments. Yes, you can see the email ID. So share some output for having a proper discussion. Okay. Yes. Mr. Hardik is saying one of the major concern in these types of residential project is optimization, as budget is a prime issue. Yeah, true. For that matter, any project that you do, your client always expects that you give them the most optimum possible solution, and as an engineer, it is also our duty to provide the most optimum solution. So that's quite true. And especially for small projects, means for private bungalows like this, the client is extremely cost conscious. For big project, for big multi-story projects, the client may be less cost conscious, but for smaller projects like these, the client is extremely cost conscious. So as engineer, we have to take care of that also. Yes, quite true. Yeah, budget is a prime issue for client and contractor, especially if the contractor has taken the work as a lump sum. Then uh, optimization is a big concern for the contractor and client both. And that is our duty also to provide the cost optimum, most optimum, and most cost efficient solution. Right. Uh, Mr. Vijay Kumar is saying why ETABS is considered specifically than the Stat Pro or other design software. I think he is asking why ETABS is being used than Stat Pro. I think that is his question. Personally, I think ETABS is a better suited software. ETABS is a better suited software for structural design. It may be steel or RCC. I think ETABS is a better software. So uh, I will write ETABS is a better software than Stat Pro because it has got more modeling features. It has got uh, more features for analysis. It has got more features for design, and it has got better features for taking out the outputs. So I personally think that ETABS is a better software than StatPro. Having said that, it is not as if ETABS does not have problems. ETABS also has a lot of issues and problems with it, and during our past courses we have uh, discussed those problems with which ETABS faces. But even after those problems, the advantages that ETABS offers are more than StatPro. So I would say that the advantages outnumber the disadvantages that ETABS has. So yes, ETABS is better than StatPro, whether for concrete design or for structural steel design. So because it is a better software, therefore we are going to use it. Simple. And this entire family of software, that means you have got ETABS, you have got SAFE, you have got other software also. So all these, because they are from the same company CSI, these are compatible with each other. So it's very easy to use these softwares for doing your work because of the compatibility that they have. Yes. Anything else? So I think there are no more questions. So this is what we had for our presentation, and this is the course that we are going to begin. So as I told you, this is the first course of our project design series that we are going to start, the RCC residential bungalow, and it will be an interesting discussion. and we'll try to discuss all these issues by giving an hands-on knowledge for our participants. So yeah, Mr. Vijay Kumar is saying which seismic zone is to be considered, or else is there any comparative study for all zones? And is seismic ductile detailing considered in this course? See, so we will be taking zone 3 in which this project was built. So technically for zone 3, we have to do design and detailing, but practically we will have to take certain decisions that which design ductile design clauses we will be incorporating and which clause we will not be incorporating. So as an engineer, we have to take certain practical decisions also. So though it will be in a zone 3, but we will not be incorporating all the design clauses. What do I mean by design clauses? Design clauses mean mainly the strong column weak beam effect and the joint shear checks. Those checks will not be applying for this small building. Otherwise, we will be taking care of the detailing aspects. So ductile detailing, yes. Ductile designing, I will say, will not be incorporating ductile design in this. Though code mandates us to use ductile designing also for zone 3, but still, because it's a small G+1, will not be going or taking into account the ductile design aspects. But we will be doing the ductile detailing. Yes, Mr. Ajay Kumar is additionally asking, is there any comparative study for all zones with respect to the reinforcement and all these inputs? So no, uh, I don't have any comparative study, but you get it easily on the internet if you search for it. Mr. Jay is asking, even in zone 4 and 5 for small building not applicable. No, see, that's what I said. Codal code tells you to do the ductile designing and detailing both zone 3 onwards. But as a practical approach, will not be doing the ductile designing. When I say ductile designing, what do I mean? Will not be doing the strong column weak beam check, or uh, we will not be doing the check for joint shear, but we will be taking care of the detailing aspects. Now if you are in zone 4, zone 5, whether you should do it or not, I would say it depends on the type of structure you are doing. But even if in zone 4 or 5, for this small structure, if you follow the ductile detailing clauses, I think it is sufficient. All right. Yeah. Anything else? Any other question our audience have? All right. So I think this is all that we have for uh, today's session. We hope to see all of you join this course, and I can assure you that we will have a good time learning in this course. So that is all what we have. Thank you for taking out time and attending today's session. We'll be starting our live sessions from 6th of April, and you can also join the course as self-paced learning. So that is all for this session. Thank you for taking out time and watching the session. I once again hope that all of you will join this course and we will have a great learning time together. Thank you and have a good day. Bye bye.